Way back in 1998, 1999, I actually taught myself how to sew in an independent study class when I was in high school. And with no one telling me what not to do or to scare me from trying the really difficult stuff, I actually embarked on an interesting adventure. And actually, this is one of the very first garments I ever tried to sew. Now, what was I thinking? This really was what I wanted to try? Needless to say, it didn't go very well. But you know what? It didn't go that terribly either. And at the time, I remember being quite amazed that with so little skills, I was able to put together something that kind of resembled a dress. And I think it was from that project that I felt empowered and that I was able to prove to myself that with a little bit of practice, I bet I could teach myself how to sew my own clothes. Now, as a grown-up and a sewing instructor myself, I don't see any reason why you, as a budding fashion sewist, need to start with projects like tote bags or pillowcases if you want to learn how to sew your own clothes. I say that, but if you really do want to learn how to sew tote bags and pillowcases, I 100% support you and your creative projects. Now, on the other hand, as an absolute beginner, you might find more success in these early projects if you choose patterns that are, well, not this. So today I've got 5 indie sewing patterns for you that are garments that I think even an absolute beginner can learn how to sew with. And bonus, all of my picks come with extensive sew-alongs, so as an absolute beginner, you might want a little extra help, and these resources are provided by these indie companies to help you sew your own clothes. And don't worry, no, none of my recommendations include pajamas. I want you sewing things that you are going to be excited to wear outside. If we haven't met before, I'm Jennifer and you're watching Workroom Social TV. If you're interested in fashion, sewing, and the wonderful world of sewists, I hope you'll click the subscribe button down below. All right, to kick things off, we have the Madhu top by Seamwork. Madhu is a cropped raglan sleeve top that features a ruffled effect on the neckline, sleeves, and hem made using elastic. In addition to Seamwork's sew-along for this pattern, they also show you how to hack the top into a dress in case the crop top look just isn't quite your thing. Now, what could the Madhu top made by you look like? Well, let's take a look at the version made by Madhu herself. This is the Madhu pattern's namesake, and this is actually the second version of the Seamwork pattern that she's made for herself. She chose a bright colored cotton lawn print from Spoonflower for her blouse. I especially love the way the ruffled edges of this top look sewn up in this crisp fabric. Next up, let's take a look at the Maeve skirt by True Bias. Maeve is an elastic waist skirt with a drawstring, inseam pockets, and an optional lining. The skirt can be made with or without ruffles in different lengths that you can customize the way you want. If you like that bohemian look, Maeve might be just the right pattern for you. Meet Sarita. Sarita sewed her Maeve skirt in a rayon jacquard crepe from Mood Fabrics, and I can't get enough of this color on her. In addition to her Maeve, she also sewed another great for beginner pattern, the True Bias Ogden camisole. Together, the two garments make a faux dress, and it is so cute. Okay, before we get to the next pattern on my list, I want to hear from you. I'm wondering, what sewing patterns do you think are perfect for absolute beginners? I hope you'll share your recommendations with me and everyone watching down in the comments below. Okay, so all of you absolute beginners are gonna run out, get and sew the Maeve skirt, and then you're gonna need a top to go with it. Well, what about the Muna and Broad Torrens box top? The Torrens box top is a loose-fitting, boxy silhouette with clean architectural lines. It features a neck facing and comes with either a sleeve band or a generously proportioned long sleeve. This is Jenna, and she made her Torrance box top out of a linen gingham that I bet is so comfortable to wear. Jenna is a huge fan of this pattern and also has made a dress version out of the same fabric. The Torrance is a great pattern to use to learn how to sew and to hack and customize once you've developed your sewing skills a bit more. Now, if bottoms are more your thing, what about the Piper shorts by Mood Designer Fabrics? The Piper shorts feature a faux belted paper bag waist that is finished with an elastic waistband. These shorts are both cute and comfy. Meet Shantae. Shantae made these coral-colored Piper shorts last year out of a stretch linen fabric from Mood. When I asked Shantae for permission to share her handmade shorts, she agreed that the Pipers are a great sewing project for beginners. And finally, the last pattern on my list of indie sewing patterns that are great for absolute beginners, we have the Lottie by Christine Haynes. Lottie can be sewn as either a dress, a top, or a tunic, and comes with 3 different sleeve options. Follow Christine's instructions to customize your Lottie just the way you want. Here's Lindsay in her fun floral Lottie dress. The Lottie pattern was actually one of the very first things Lindsay ever sewed. And I love the way she uses the pattern to show off a big, bright printed fabric. I love that you are learning how to sew your own clothes, and I hope my list of sewing patterns today has empowered and inspired you to jump right into fashion sewing. If you're looking to accelerate your progress, I hope you'll join me for a sewing class at Workroom Social. At Workroom Social, we teach people how to sew their own clothes. From dresses to jeans to swimwear and everything in between, we believe anyone can sew clothes they'll love to wear and make friends while doing it. I always say the hardest thing about being an adult isn't learning how to do new things, it's figuring out how to make new friends. Check out our current list of open classes and events at workroomsocial.com. To my absolute beginners, there is no reason why you can't jump in and start learning how to sew by making actual clothes. So I hope you'll give it a try. And I hope you'll share your progress with me. You can find me over at Instagram. I'm at Workroom Social. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, happy sewing. Bye now.